Hey everyone, it's me and welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'd like you to guess what I am making with these perler beads before we get to the end of the video. The reason I even have this perler bead set in the first place is because at Walmart my son was begging for us to get it, even though it is way too old of a toy for him. It's like ages 6 and up and he is very much a toddler. But typically what happened with these perler bead patterns is that he would say he wanted to make one. He would make me get out all the beads. He would mess around with it for a little bit and sit there and watch me do it for a little bit. Then he would get tired of it and walk away, leaving me to finish it, which you can actually see in this video. He's left now. But anyway, this perler bead set I got at Walmart for $5, and I'm not going to spoil what the character is. Like I said, I'll let you guess what it is before the end of the video. But the problem is that it came with enough like strings and patterns to make 4 different ornaments, but this was actually the last ornament in the set, and they did not enclose enough of the correct color beads to finish the pattern. So what I ended up doing at the end was just using white beads to fill out the rest of the pattern, and then I painted it with acrylic paint. So it doesn't look perfect, but whatever. It was the best way to salvage my time that I had wasted doing this. But anyway, what I really wanted to rant about in this video is not the cheapness of this perler bead kit from Walmart, but I wanted to talk about Santa Claus. In our household, we firmly believe in Santa Claus. I am a Santa lover. If I'm buying Christmas decorations, if it's got Santa on it, like that tempts me more than anything else. I just think he's so cute and jolly and wonderful. But there are a lot of people, particularly Christians, who don't allow Santa into their houses, which is fine. Everybody does what they want with their own kids, but here's why I think their reasons are whack. Plus, I just want to say this is a video for grown-ups only now, so little ears beware. So the first reason that Christians give for not wanting to allow Santa into their house is because it distracts from Jesus. Look, I get it. Jesus is the reason for the season, as they say. He was born after like 400 years of silence from God to bring light into the darkness. And Christmas isn't just a celebration of Jesus' birth, but the beginning of his life and ministry on earth, which culminated in his death, burial, and resurrection. And we celebrate Christmas because Jesus liberated us from sin and death. So Christmas is a time to worship God for executing on his plan of salvation, starting with his son's birth. So does Santa distract from all of this? I mean, in my household, he doesn't. We go to church around Christmas time, put up nativities. We talk about Jesus all the time. We tell our son that we're celebrating Jesus' birthday, and that's what Christmas is all about. And Santa only does what he does because of Jesus. And I would say if you think that Santa is a distraction, well, aren't the Christmas cookies a distraction? The presents? The lights. I mean, I think if this is really your position, you shouldn't even put out a nativity scene, because what if your kid starts to worship the little ceramic baby Jesus and engages in idolatry? The other thing is, like, I think kids get it. Like, we worship Jesus all year long, and Santa only comes up for like half of November and December. And that kind of goes into another reason that people don't want to do Santa, is they say, I've heard people say this, when they find out that I've been lying about Santa, they'll think that I was lying about Jesus too. Once again, I think kids are smart enough to tell the difference between something that you live every day of your life and like something you go to church for once a week and that like you read about in your Bible all the time, like versus something that really only comes up once a year. I was reading an article one time from John Piper. He was saying he doesn't like Santa because Santa operates off of like a works-based righteousness, and like Christmas is about grace. And I want to say, like, yeah, Jesus doesn't, like, dispense salvation based on your merit. Like, you can't earn it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with rewarding your kids for good behavior. If you have that position, the John Piper position, then I guess you can never reward your kids for good behavior or punish them for bad behavior, because Jesus is all about grace. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I just gotta be honest. I think that's the stupidest reason I've heard so far. I don't really like John Piper and the things he has to say very much most of the time. But anyway, that was one of the stupidest reasons I heard. The other thing is, like, Santa very much operates off of grace too, doesn't he? Because I very rarely have ever heard of a kid actually getting coal for Christmas. The second reason, this is a reason I hear from secular people and Christians alike, is that they don't want to give Santa credit for bringing their kids gifts. Look, someday, not even that long from now, your kid will understand everything and you will get all the credit you deserve, plus some, for making magic for your kids. It's not credit lost, it's just credit slightly deferred. You will get the credit, I promise. The next reason, this one I kind of get, they just don't want to lie to their kids, period. And I kind of get this one. If your conscience won't allow you to invite Santa in your home because you don't want to be dishonest with your kids, fine. To me, the whole Santa thing is a special case because there's no intention of keeping up the deception long term. Santa's like a surprise birthday party. There may be some lying and trickery involved in the planning, but there's always a plan to let everyone in on the secret eventually. Also, is playing pretend lying. If your kid wants to act like there's tea in their little teacup, you let them act like there's tea in the teacup, right? Even if it's not true. But as I said, this is one reason that I understand. If you just feel like you can't lie to your kids, you can't be dishonest, then okay. If that's the way you feel, I respect that. My opinion is that not allowing children to believe in Santa is bad for them on a sort of developmental level. That allowing children to believe in Santa is good for them long term. They should believe in the supernatural and the wondrous. And there's value in children thinking that there are forces at play in the world that are purely benevolent and charitable and even magical. I think we should encourage a sense of wonder and imagination in our children. Even if someday they learn that not all of these fantasies are real, they will still have the elasticity in their brains to postulate about what it would be like for things that can't be explained to exist in our world. And I think that that is beneficial for them when it comes to having faith in higher powers. If you're a Christian, having faith in Jesus specifically, but also just having faith in other people. I think believing in Santa is a good way to approach those topics. Anyway, that is my Santa rant. Sound off in the comments what your opinion is. And even if I disagree with you, I respect that families have different priorities when it comes to the holidays and their kids. But anyway, appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.